Hi, and welcome to my very first video here on my brand new channel, Aquarian Paradigm. So, on the last new moon, the very first new moon of 2023 that happened in the sign of Aquarius, I asked myself, what would the craziest version of myself do? And well, I listened, and the craziest version of myself said, start a YouTube channel. So, well, here I am doing my very first video, recording this one on the full moon in Leo. So I'm going full circle here, right? I planted the seed on the new moon in Aquarius, and now we are at the peak, the culmination point, with the full moon in the sign of Leo. So, welcome to my brand new channel, The Aquarian Paradigm. I'm Anna. I'm an evolutionary astrologer, and I'm happy if you stick around, give me a like, comment below, whatever, you know the game, right? You're probably new to my channel, but you're not new to YouTube. So, yeah, feel free to follow along. And honestly, right now, I have no idea where this is going, right? I just followed that calling from within that said, like, okay, start a YouTube channel. And this is actually where we can already dive a little bit into the energies of this full moon in Leo as well, because this one is all about the heart energy, right? Um, Trusting and following that calling from within, that heart intelligence, that heart consciousness that resides within all of us. So, just to give you a quick intro and a quick idea of like what this channel is going to be about. So, as you probably can already guess from the name, right? Aquarian Paradigm. I am all about stepping into the Aquarian age, into the new earth, the new paradigm, the golden age, however you want to call it, right? And as an astrologer, I'm supporting you on this path, anchoring and becoming the living proof, actually, of the ideas, the Aquarian ideas and energies that we have of how we want to co-create this new paradigm. So I'm very, very excited about this. I'm very excited about this first video here, obviously, recording it on the full moon in Leo, because I just love these energies. I get really like hyped up by during Aquarius season and during this whole moon cycle, because to give you a little bit of a insight, or so you can get to know me at least a little bit, astrologically speaking, I'm a Leo sun, I'm Aquarius rising. So I'm just like, let's go, right? When we talk about the energies of Aquarius and Leo. So this channel will be about how we can use astrology as a tool for a greater understanding of what's happening and unraveling on the planet right now. So I want to be your guide. I want to shine a light on what is unfolding now in these exciting times of human evolution, because this is eventually about what it's about, right? It's about a human evolution, and I can dive deeper into that and do another video about it. But for me, there's actually kind of like a misconception going around, that what we're going through right now is not necessarily a spiritual awakening. It's more of a spiritual remembrance and the human awakening, because we are all spiritual. We're spiritual beings that came here in a human vessel, so to speak, right? So we are an energy that has a spiritual, has a human vessel, and not the other way around. Um, but that's a topic for another time. And right now, I really want to dive in a little bit why this full moon in Leo right now is actually another pivotal choice point for stepping into the Aquarian age. Because when we talk about the Aquarian age, the first thing that comes to mind is like Aquarius, right? The Aquarian energy. But in astrology, it will always work with opposites. We work with polarities. So the opposite sign of Aquarius in the zodiac wheel is Leo. So For me, it's always about finding that sweet spot. It's about the fusion, it's about the blending, it's about the integration of energies. It's the same when we're talking about feminine and masculine energy, this beautiful movement that is happening of the feminine rising, right? But this can easily also like just shift into the polar opposite of like, yeah, like really a rage against the patriarchy and just a feminine rising in a way that is really, really controlling and wants to take over almost, right? Or that we actually end up in the complete masculine energy again, and not really reclaiming the innate feminine energy, right? So just this as another example of how we can easily step from one extreme into the other. So for me, it's really, really important when we talk about the Aquarian age, when we talk about the new paradigm, we're not just talking about Aquarius energy, we're talking about Leo energy as well. And this is so beautifully expressed right now with the energies and the full moon in Leo. So that's why I thought, well, hey, perfect moment for the first video here on my channel, the Aquarian paradigm. So let's talk about the energies, Aquarius and Leo, right? To put it simple, not simple, but like to break it down in one sentence, it's about the journey from the head into the heart. And this can unfold on many, many levels, right? And one level is that Aquarian energy, Aquarius ruled by Saturn, the traditional ruler, and also co-ruled by the modern ruler, Uranus. It's all about the future, where we are moving into, right? It's an energy that is a very rebellious energy, an energy that is about innovation. It's about having crazy ideas and crazy visions, right? So Aquarius is the visionary, and it's what we need right now, right? Because otherwise, if we just stick to what we've always done and operate from a level where actually the problems we're facing right now have been created, we're not going to change anything. We're going to stay stuck in the known. So that's also why, by the way, feel free to follow me on Instagram as well at love.theunknown. So I've chosen like this as my account, right? Because for me, this journey right now, the human evolution is all about the unknown. It's all about stepping out of the boxes we put ourselves into and removing the labels that have been put upon us by society and our surroundings and environment, stepping into the void, into the unknown, into the crazy utopian ideas that actually are maybe not so crazy at all, right? But it's just not fitting in with the mainstream right now. And so often when someone has a lot of Aquarian energy, they might feel like not fitting in. Yeah, because they already have visions, glimpses of a future that is not yet here, that is not yet birthed. And so when you look around, you feel like, what are they all doing? And people might look at you and say, like, what are you doing? What are you dreaming of? Like, this is completely delusional. This is nonsense. Let me tell you, it's not. It's not, and we need it. We need this Aquarian energy. We need these visionaries. We need these crazy ideas where other people are saying it's not possible. Don't go for it. Like say, watch me. Okay? And this is like the energy we need. And so this is like Aquarian energy. There's like much more to say about Aquarius, the Aquarian energy, right? Obviously. But just this is in a nutshell, and also Aquarius is about community, is about humanitarianism and about connection and about forming a tribe, forming forming a movement, so to say, in society. And Aquarius is an air sign. So it's most of the time operating from the headspace. And what happens if we most of the time operate from the headspace? We can get a little bit detached, a little bit cold, a little bit harsh. And that's not necessarily what we need, right? I mean, it's good. Aquarius is also the how do you say, can be very, very scientific, like dissecting things, diving deep, truly want to understand things. And this is great. But then sometimes we get so stuck in that head level that we actually forget to operate from the heart level. And if you want to like really have a look at one of the core essences, the core metrics of the Aquarian age, it is unity through diversity, unity through individuality. So Leo, now the full moon in Leo, it's about both signs, Aquarius and Leo, are about truth, but in kind of like different ways, right? So Aquarius energy is about the truth of like being the crazy one, being the weird one, having these utopian ideas, you know, and doing things like they have never been done before, and where other people say it's like not possible, but it's like go for it, you know. And Leo expresses this truth by like, I am worthy to be who I am. I am worthy to become who I want to become and to shine my light. But doing so in a way that you say, I know what this feels like to be truly who I want to be, so I can also accept everyone else in their uniqueness. And so this is how we create a sense of community, a sense of like unity, while still operating from a space of diversity and individuality. So this is the sweet spot between these both energies in a way. And also that as we are moving more and more into the Aquarian paradigm, right? And there are many like discussions about when the Aquarian age actually started. So for me, it's like one of the major initiation points was in 2011, 2012. So when we're talking about the Aquarian paradigm, when we are talking about these cycles, so we are leaving behind the Piscean age and we're moving into the Aquarian age. We have to be aware of that. We're talking about cycles and ages that are more than 2,500 years long. So let's say everything kind of like started in 2011, right? We are like 11, a little bit more than 11 years into all of that, right? We're still like babies crawling and like trying to figure out how this works. So this is for everyone who's living right now. For this incarnation, it's like a lifelong planning and yeah, becoming aware of how we can fuse these two energies into another, basically, right? Um, but yeah, so this is what we are going to uncover. And for the Aquarian age, it's important. There will be in 2023 and beyond that, you know, many people who will have visions and go for a mission, right? And have crazy ideas and innovative ideas. But what the risk that comes with that is if we're only operating from the head level, we can be easily also manipulated and like pulled into like a vision or a mission because someone says like, hey, that's the thing we have to do, right? But again, actually, we're leaving the Piscean age, the age of like the gurus and the ones who are like saying like, hey, follow me because that's the only the ultimate holy grail, right? The importance now in the Aquarian age is actually to take these ideas and the visions and the missions, they might be your own or from someone else, and to filter them through the portal of your heart. When I'm talking about the heart, I'm talking about love and so on. It's not about like the romantic feelings and the affection and all of that. It's about literally the intelligence that's residing within your space here, right? So if you're interested more in that, search for HeartMath. I first came across the HeartMath Institute a couple of years ago when I attended one of the week-long retreats of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and like the HeartMath Institute, they're doing incredible work, incredible research, like the real deal, the true science, as I want to say, about the electromagnetic field of the heart. So this is not whooshy vava woo whatever, right? I mean, this is like an intelligence, a consciousness. Check it out. Um, so it's about filtering, like using your this intelligence actually as a filter. To say like it's great what's all popping up in my head, in my mind, what I'm like taking in from others, but before I really take action or before I really believe in that, I'm gonna filter it through this intelligence, and then I see what comes out of it, so to speak, right? What stays in a way. And when then the filter of your heart, this intelligence says like, yeah, okay, this is fine with me, that resonates with me, that it is in integrity, then like go for it, right? So this is how we are blending these two energies, and this is also what's unraveling right now with the full moon in the sign of Leo. It's about our truth. It's about standing in our truth and shining our light, and doing so from a heartfelt space in a way that this is also, what I think is actually just coming up for me, but I feel like sharing because I think it's something also very important. There is a lot. I mean, it's not just me who's talking about, right, the Aquarian age and the new paradigm and all of that. And there are many, many movements and many, many directions how all of this is unfolding right now, and there are also many people who are kind of like maybe more going into all of this with like a harsh energy of like, these are the bad guys and we have to fight against them, and you know and whereas I feel like each and every one of us who are choosing, and again, so coming back to that, this is a choice point where you're choosing to be a part of this, like a conscious, aware, intentional part of this human evolution. We're going to be a part of co-creating the new. Um, then yeah, we have to ask ourselves like, how do we want to operate in this new energy? And what kind of role do I want to take, right? Mm, and how does the world look like that I want to live in? And so I feel like for everyone, there's another opportunity to really step into their purpose or unravel their soul mission, tap into their zone of genius. And for some, their zone of genius is really like actually, like putting out the truth of what is happening, and really being that kind of truth seeker, and like yeah, like making people aware of where like other people in power are manipulating us or are abusing us in many ways. And then there are others who are maybe here to connect with the earth, and spread a new awareness of how we can grow our own food, etc. So I think, for all of us, this is like finding our new identity in the new paradigm, in the Aquarian paradigm. That's what I'm standing for. This is what my work is about. And so coming back, you see, there's like I'm like so passionate about this. I could talk about this for ages, but I don't want this very first video to be too long. So the last thing I wanted to mention is that the Leo energy, yeah, it's a very royal energy. It's the king energy. It's the queen energy, right? It's the heart energy, but it's also the inner child energy. Leo energy has a lot to do with like children, right? Also, so it's about the inner child, and it's about that playfulness, and it's about like not asking your now self what would you tell your younger self, but actually asking your younger self or your inner child, what would you tell my now self, right? Because often when we were growing up, and I do know and I do honor that we all were growing up in different conditions and yeah, different circumstances, but I truly believe that there is a part within all of us, that kind of like inner child part, where we were really, really innocent, and we as a child just expressed ourselves in our true nature, because we were not yet put into those boxes. We were not yet afraid of like saying something wrong and so on, right? I mean, in the early years, in the early stages, this is something that still resides within all of us, right? And Leo has that potential to connect back with this inner child. I'm a Leo sun, and people, I often feel that people might think like I'm very childish or whatever in a way, but I'm just very playful, you know? And I've always been the one in the family as well, like always making jokes and making crazy things and like, you know, acting maybe like a child still when I'm a grown up. But hey, I completely believe that we have the right to be in this childish, childlike, not childish, childlike, that's much better, nature, also when we're grown up. But society said, like, no, you have to behave now. And so, to come full circle, I want to say that I completely believe in these utopian desires that reside within many of us. I completely believe if there's dystopia, we can create utopia as well. I believe that this is a choice point, that this is one of the biggest opportunities we have to become the living proof of the changes that we actually want to see in the world. And I also completely believe that we can birth this new paradigm. We can co create this new earth in a sacred, playful, fun, and enjoyable way. It will not be that all the time, right? Oh my god, yeah, we're going through so many initiations, so many dark nights of the soul. But there's a difference of believing that only through pain and suffering we can create something new. Or like saying that we use the grumbling and the tower moments as the fuel and turn it into playfulness and joy to create the new. And I think this is really the baseline because that's what it is about. This had been so suppressed, right? Our joy, um, our playfulness. That if we don't allow ourselves the access to that innate fuel to create the new, then we somehow just take the same patterns from the old and try to make something new out of it. And yeah, like further along the road and at one point further along the journey, it will crash, right? We will hit some roadblocks, in my opinion. So yeah, um, this is a choice point now. Like, where do we want to go? Do we want to continue on this one timeline, on this one path of like maybe also believing what the media is telling us and like this whole bubble of like, oh my God, it's going to get worse and so on. And there's a lot of despair and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, in some ways, in many ways. And for some of us, I don't know where you are on your journey. It might get worse before it gets better. But let's just say it's getting worse and then it's getting better. But what's often portrayed, it's just like it's getting worse, but it's not getting better. And that's just not true. Or at least that we don't even have a chance for a better future. We do have, and I also completely totally believe that we have everything that we need to create that. But whether we activate that, and this is also about activating again this intelligence that we have within us, this is up to us, right? So in one of my last posts, I talked about the Holy Grail. And so like even I'm an astrologer, but I just want to say astrology is not the Holy Grail, right? I also always say when I'm doing the one-on-one readings, like you can have a one-on-one reading with me and like nothing, like basically nothing will change after that in your life. Because astrology remains a potential unless you take the action, unless you are willing to tap into a new potential, until you are willing to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone into the void, into what is actually possible for you if you uh, yeah, tapping out of your head and all of these conditionings and so on, and tap into the full potential of the creation and the fuel that yeah, is waiting for you inside of you. So it's your choice point. And this is the time now, also the full moon in Leo, the Aquarius season. It's an initiation into how do we want to live? where do we want to live? With whom do we want to live? It's about finding your tribe. It's about finding your community. And I guess like just saying this now, this is one of my main intentions, also creating what I'm creating and also creating this YouTube channel here is for you to find these videos and knowing that other people find these videos as well and they resonate with it so that you can find your people, you can find your tribe. Because the way we're going to create the new is not alone. We are shifting away from this me. This is about just me. We're shifting to we as a whole, we as a community, we as unity, living our diversity and individuality are creating the new. So happy full moon in Leo. Happy connecting, happy co-creating. And yeah, I'm happy if you stick around there. I don't know. As I said, I don't know where this YouTube channel is leading, how it's going to unfold. I'm roughly planning to release like one video a week, right? But we see how it goes. This is like also tapping me into the unknown, and I mean, I have nothing prepared for in that sense, like a professional YouTube channel. But that's the thing, right? If we are waiting for everything to be perfect, we will never start. And yeah, I'm ready not only to start, but like to make shit happen and to become the living proof. So if you want to be a part of this, stick around, follow me along here, and